Marco Dominic Gonzalez, video 4. And I'm really, oh, because it bothers me when people have information, but the people don't know. This is an example of a plastic water bottle and water, something simple. When you don't know that a chemical is released into that water when it gets hot, and nobody knows, okay, how hot? What is the science to it? And then you have stores like around Arizona all these years that were putting the water outside in the heat, in the summertime, dude. I mean, look at dude, on a good day, it's 100. 105, 110, dude, it's hot, man. And then what happens to water and that plastic when you heat it, put it inside, cool. Heat it, cool. Heat it, cool. What now? Does that create a bigger hazard or not? See, these are all um, not only my concern, but if you're ever in a situation where you're in a fishbowl and you have government intrusion that is harming you, are they taking the water, putting it intentionally to make it hot, putting it in the home? Now the next one, oh well, Dominic, what's Dominic's habits? What's he doing? Okay, take that water, put it out there for 3 hours. Now put it back. How do I know that didn't happen? I want to know. I want to know what's the protection for the water that I drank all the time that I've been here, but specifically between the time I got here and when I uncovered that, 3.5 years later, 3 years later, get the exact time when when I'm going to the dentist, having the conversation, I'm on the phone, and I'm looking for I had a phone record. I was sitting with a pen and paper on the phone with your name and doing all this, and it's not in my folder, man. So I have to now see, okay, is somebody taking that note out, putting it somewhere else? Am I going to find it somewhere else? I don't know. But I want the surveillance then. There has to be surveillance. I'm talking, having a conversation. I don't want the hearsay of going to the person, you're talking to the two people, and then you say, okay, what do you remember what Dominic was asking you? And it's always going to be to protect the manufacturer. It's not going to be what is the whole truth. I want the whole truth. Because I'm questioning all these things. Let's say then label it on the product, and then let the stores know. Because one of the also, and talk to those two girls at the dentist's office. I remember what we said, because even with the girl, and I said, well, look, dude, if it's not common knowledge, and the person's taking the water, putting it in the semi trunk, and if that gets hot, because they don't know, and then they're wheeling it around. I mean, it's like if it's not common knowledge, then every echelon to protect the water, to protect the safety of the people, it's not there, because it's not. The only knowledge is from the manufacturer. It's not common knowledge with the people, the store, and everyone's saying, well, my truck's not cold. It's not even room temperature, man. It's thrown in there, and it's like, well, I didn't know. Everyone's trying to save money and not trying to save somebody's health. In my situation, now that relates to the mass people, everybody. In my situation, I want to know if the water was placed to get hot intentionally, or someone saying, you know what? What's Dominic's habits? Look, I can see, okay, let's watch the camera. Oh, he's drinking that water. Good. Take that water, put it in the trunk somewhere, make it real hot. Now take it out. I want to know, did it happen or not? It means there has to be a chain of custody for my water and the plastic. And is somebody doing something? I mean, too many bad things have happened to me. I have to assume that has happened, but I won't know. That's why on my blood test, I wonder if, I'm hoping that maybe they save some of my blood, and then you can take a little sample and say, wait a minute, is there just, there's a high level of BPA in the man's blood, and then that would mean that that water would have had to be hot, emit that chemical, and hopefully you can find something else, man, because, I hate to die in vain, man. But even if this, even if I can't, I don't know. Again, if I'm trying to seek civil litigation, then they have the right to cross-examine me. I'm seeking this civil litigation. And if I die, then they can't cross-examine me. It's not fair. It's not justice. So, Again, I want a civil settlement, because in civil litigation, I'm going to seek every accessory to criminality. Everybody. In civil litigation, I want one. If you say you're sorry and I believe you, I might just let you slide, dude.